Good morning. Okay. Welcome to today's World Yoga class. This is a nature inspired flow. And if you have come here from my podcast, this is aligned with episode 4, Nature Inspired Yoga. So, we're going to be looking at 5 of my favorite nature inspired yoga poses. We've got mountain pose, tadasana. We've got vrikshasana, our tree pose. We've got bhujangasana, our snake and cobra pose. We've got garudasana, our eagle pose. And we also have our beautiful kurmanasana, which is our tortoise or turtle pose. So we're going to work through these beautiful postures. We're going to do a little bit of breath work, a little bit of meditation, all in 30 minutes. So come and join me. Great. Okay, so we're going to start seated in a comfortable seat. And hands can just relax, go onto the knees, and we'll start to bring a little bit of movement into the body. So just circling the chest around in circles. Some beautiful birds just around me today. And then we go around the other way. That's it. So circling around. And then we're going to do a few cat and cows seated. So you're going to take your chest forward, inhale, lift the heart space to the sky. Exhale, contract at the belly, lift the heart space towards the back of the room. Inhaling forward. Exhale, contract. Inhaling forward, you can do whatever you like with the arms. I'm going to start involving mine with the beautiful plants around me here. That's it, just bringing a little bit of lubrication into the spine. Okay, let's come on to all hands and knees now. So onto all fours, hands stacked directly above the shoulders, underneath the shoulders, I should say, and knees stacked directly under the hips. We're going to use an inhale, arch the back, lead with the heart space. Exhale, lead with the back of the heart space. So we inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, press the mat away, lift the heart space high. Inhale to come forward. And exhale down. 2 more like this. Lead with your breath. Use your inhale to come forward. The exhale presses back. And on your last exhale, come back to neutral. Sink your hips down. So either knees together or knees nice and wide. Relax the head, forehands, arms down. If it feels a bit better on the shoulders, you can take your fists underneath the hands. Three more breaths here. Really lengthening down to that tailbone, breathing into the back body to create some space there. So when you're ready, we're going to take the hands shoulder width apart, press all 10 fingers down, tuck your toes under, lift the hips high to the sky, bend and pedal the knees as much as you need to for your down facing dog. That's it. So we're quite cool at the beginning of class. So just take your time, bend the knees as much as you need to, lift those hips as high, and then melt the chest back. Great. One more breath here. Relax the head and neck. And let's walk to the top of our mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Hold on to the creases of the elbows. Let's swing side to side. Just relaxing that spine over. Whew. Now let's bend the knees, roll vertebra by vertebra all the way up to standing. If it feels good, just keep that rocking side to side. Okay, you can stay facing the top of your mat, but I will come forward. We're going to take tadasana. So take your feet either hip width distance apart or big toes together, heels slightly apart. Whatever makes you feel secure, solid, grounded. So our first posture today, tadasana, mountain posture. So mountains are resilient, they're strong, they're powerful, they're majestic. So we want to try and just encompass some of that. So let's feel our feet grounding down into the earth, pressing down through the earth. And then in opposition, let's lift the arches, let's lift the knees, let's lift the hips, chest, heart space, crown of the head to the sky. And then in opposition, let's drop those shoulders down, reach the hands down towards the earth. Stand tall, stand strong. And just to bring a little bit more inner strength into this, imagine the belly button just drawing in towards the spine like a magnet. So we have this lovely pelvic floor lifting. So thinking of that pubic bone lifting up towards the belly button, and then that belly button drawing in towards the spine. 3 breaths here. You might want to shut down the eyes or soften the gaze. Stand in your power. Okay, let's bring a little bit of flow into the body now. Let's use an inhale, vrikshasana, hands up overhead. Exhale, keep lengthening through the crown of the head as you bring your hands back to the heart space. 2 more breaths like this. Inhaling up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart space. Good, 1 more. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands to the heart space. We're going to come straight into tree pose. But just to warm up our hips a little bit before this, we're going to rotate the feet out about 45 degrees, no wider. And we're going to sink the hips down. Take the hands to the prayer position, goddess pose. So just to warm into the hips, maybe start to circle the hip side to side a little bit. Keep the knees drawing back. That's it. Okay, let's use an inhale, press down through the mat, reach the arms up overhead, and then exhale, sink back down, maybe having that little rock, just creating a bit of movement in those hips. Use your inhale, breathing up, and exhale, softening down. 1 more, inhaling to come up, and exhale, come down. Good, relax out of that. Hug 1 knee in towards the chest. If you want to, you can just keep the knee here. Practice your tadasana with just 1 foot off. If it feels okay, hug that knee right in towards the chest. Give it a big squeeze. So same as that mountain pose, think of grounding down. Really powerful. Lift up and lengthen up towards the sky through the crown of the head. Good. Now from here, we're going to find our tree pose. You might start with a gentler option of heel to ankle. You might do a heel to shin, or you might come into that full variation, pressing that heel into the inner thigh. Whichever version you do, find your arms. So now we are emanating a tree. So if you'd like to, you can reach the hands up towards the sky. You could take namaste. You can take a reverse prayer. You could go sideways, whatever you like. Beautiful thing about trees, not only are they grounded, are they firmly rooted, but they're also so unique in the way that they lift up to the light. So 3 more breaths here, really emanating that tree, ground through the foot. Imagine you have roots in that foot. Then lift up and lengthen up towards the light. Last breath here. And then to come out of it, let's hug that knee towards our nose. Press that heel towards the front of the room. And then float it down, pedal out your feet. When we ground down really heavily like that, we can feel a little bit of cramping. So let's just pedal that out. Let's go on to the other side now. So option 1, just keep it really gentle. Practice your tadasana with just that foot lifting up and off. Otherwise, hugging that knee in, press down through the earth, lift the heart space up, really hug that knee towards the chest. Just 2 more breaths here. Strong and solid like a mountain. Oh, doesn't matter if you wobble, wobbles are invited. And they actually help us stabilize and activate all those little intricate muscles we need for balance. Okay, vrikshasana on the other side. Heel to ankle, heel to shin, or heel to that inner thigh, whichever version you do. It's like you're standing on your legs, so your inner foot is pressing into that thigh. The thigh is pressing back into it. Find your arm variation, whatever you like today. I'm going to go with the arms up. It feels quite liberating. It feels like I've got branches lifting up out of that chest cavity. Press down through the foot and then ground, lift, lift, lift it. Take the crown up towards the light. 2 more breaths. Wobbles are invited. Trees sway in the wind. They stay flexible so that they can go with the flow. And it's their grounding down that keeps them supported there. Okay, hands to the heart space. Kick the hands out to the side. Kick the heel forward. And float down. Pedal out through the feet. Now come back to the top of your mat now. We're going to use an inhale. Lift the arms up overhead. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, bend as much as you need to. We're going to take a halfway lift, either keep the fingers on the ground or on the shin, and then float back down as you exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up towards the sky, hands above head. Exhale, hinge at the hips down. Halfway lift and expand, inhale. Exhale, soften down. One more time. Inhale, maybe a slight back bend as you lift the heart space high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And let's step back to a plank. Yogi's choice, either full plank or knees down. From here, draw the elbows into the side of the ribs. Elbows squeeze down as you come all the way down to the mat. Now we're going to take our bhujangasana, our cobra pose today. So hands are underneath the shoulders. Keep long and lean. We're going to inhale, lengthen the chest up and forward. Exhale, lengthen and lower down. 2 more. Use your inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften down. Last one. Inhale up. Maybe float the hands off. See if that back body is using its power to help you there. And then exhale, float down. From here, press back into a child's pose. Lengthen and extend. Tuck your toes under. Lift back. Down facing dog. Pedal out the feet as much as you need to. We're going to do that again. We're going to roll forward to the tips of the toes, come into that plank, either high plank or modified. Lower all the way down to the mat. Use your inhale, bhujangasana, long like a snake. Exhale, lengthen down. So imagine that you're coiling up. You might come a little bit higher. Draw the shoulders and the elbows back. Exhale down. One more at your highest length. Draw those shoulders back. Be proud in the chest. Exhale, soften down. And let's press back to child's pose. Pause for one moment. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips high. One more. So imagine now that your spine is like a snake. So it's so flexible that as we roll forward and we come into these back bends, it's just free flowing like a snake. Okay, so we're in down facing dog. Roll forward to the top of the mat, either high or modified plank. Lower all the way down to the mat. Use your inhale. The exhale lengthens down, maybe a bit higher each time. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale down. Last one, inhaling up. Exhale down. Press back through to child's pose. Keep the spine nice and fluid. Tuck the toes under, lift up, down facing dog. And then from here, let's look forward to our hands. Walk, skip, hop, jump to the top. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften down. Press all the way up to standing. Inhale. And then exhale, hands to the heart space. So the thing I love about our cobra pose, our serpent, our snake pose, is that snakes can only move forward. They have to move in zigzags. They cannot move backwards. And so they're really good in teaching us to just continue moving forward and following our curiosity, just going where the wind takes us. Because life is not always in a straight line. Okay, let's get into one of the most powerful postures we know in yoga, garudasana. It emanates an eagle. It is powerful, but we're also going to be quite fluid. So the lovely thing I love about eagles is not only are they powerful, they can come down, they can jump on their prey, lift them, but they also can soar effortlessly for hours across the landscape. So in this posture, although it's really strong, we're going to try and find a bit of effortlessness in our upper body as we go. So a few different options for this. First option is to bend the supporting leg and cross over. Okay, this is really good on the knees and ankles. Next option is to wrap that foot around. Now, only do this if it doesn't do anything to your knee or ankle joint. Now, arms are going to reach out to the side. Whichever leg is on top, that arm goes underneath. First option is to hug yourself, especially if you've got those tight shoulders. Next one is to take the backs of the hand together. And if it's okay, you'll go for that full wrap of getting those palms together. Few breaths here. I know it's strong. We're going to sink those hips down nice and low. Lift the heart space and the elbows high. Sink those hips down. Find a drishti. Find a focus for your eyes. Lift those elbows and heart. One more breath. Sink the hips a bit lower. Lift the hands. And then slowly unwind the arms as if they're wings. Bring the knee to nose. And float the arms down. Pedal out the feet. I know that's strong in that supporting leg. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side now. So option one, you're crossing the leg over. Don't do the wrap if you don't have anything, if you've got something going on with the feet. So we wrap this around, we tuck that under. Now, whichever leg is on top, you're going to take that arm underneath. Option one, hugging. Option two, back of the hands. Option three, that further twine there. And then we sink those hips low. Find a drishti, find your focus. And bring those elbows and heart space high. Sink the hips low. Strong and powerful, but light and lifting in the upper body. Sink the hips low. Up and lift. I know it's strong. One more. Sink the hips low. Lift the heart space. Release the arms. Draw knee to nose. Doesn't matter about wobbles. Slowly come down. Pedal out the feet. So we're going to go one more of our garudasana, and this time we're actually going to flow the arms like wings. And I want you to imagine that the arms come from the heart space. So there's this expansion from the heart as we go into this. I'll talk you through it. Let's go back to the first side. So either option one or the wrap, option two. Top arm, the top leg is your bottom arm. Either hug, back, or here. We're going to use an inhale, expand the arms out, and then exhale, come into the twine. Inhale, expand the wings. Exhale around. Good. 3 more. Inhale, expand, maybe sinking those hips down each time. Exhale, bring it back together. 2 more. Inhaling out. Exhale. Oop, last one. I've lost my balance. That's okay. Everything being off balance teaches us something. And lift those arms and then float down. So if you did not nail it like me and you were all over the place, embrace that. I felt so many different muscles activate as I did that, which in turn is going to make me more powerful. Okay, let's switch to the opposite side. Option one, option two. Whichever leg is on top, the arm is underneath. Hug, back, wrap. 5 breaths. Here we go. Use your expansive inhale. Exhale underneath. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming round. 3 more. Sink the hips a bit lower. Exhale. Whew. 4. Inhale. Whew. Last one. 5. And then whenever you're ready, breathe the arms up, knee to nose, and come out of it. Okay, we're going to come down to kurmanasana, our turtle pose. Before we do, we're going to do a little prep pose. So bring yourself forward fold, bend your knees, and actually bring the feet about shoulder width distance about. So if I just go to the side for you, I'm just bent down in quite a big squat. Now, as if you were trying to put a backpack on, put your arm under, put your arm under. You might need to go a little bit wider, and just reaching those arms out, drop the head down. Now, you might stay with the legs nice and bent, or as you do this, you might start to lift the hips a bit higher. Feels a bit awkward, but imagine that your back body is a shell, like a turtle. Soften the head, and that these arms are your turtle arms, and then you've got your turtle legs. Good. Softening down for 3 more breaths. And then from here, release the hands, rotate the feet down. Let's find malasana squat for a moment. So if you need to, pop a block or a pillow underneath the buttocks, and then use those elbows to press open the knees, lift the heart space. Let's take 3 breaths, just opening into those hips. And then when you're ready, just unflip the toes and find your way down to a seat. Now you can do this facing the front of the mat or side of the mat, doesn't really matter. Next thing we're going to do is bring those feet about a little wider than shoulder width distance. And we're going to take one arm under, one arm under. You might need to go a little bit wider. And then start to soften the head down. Just take a few breaths here. Good. So we're being like a turtle. Turtles are super slow. They have these protective shells. So they know when they need to go inward. So here I invite you to come inward and just tune into your breaths. Deep breaths all the way down into the buttocks. Okay, slowly release out. To go a little bit further into this, we need to stretch a bit more into the hamstring. So I invite you to bring the feet forward. Paschimottanasana, flex your toes, bend, keep the knees as straight as you can. If you need to though, you can always bend. Lift the heart space high. Let's inhale the arms up overhead and then exhale, forward fold. So you can either stay with a really tall straight spine or you can soften and curl over. Yogi's choice. 3 or 4 breaths here. Soften the head and the neck. Allow that back body to relax. The whole back of the hamstrings, the whole back of the spine, the whole neck. Good. One last breath here. And roll yourself back up to seated. Great. So to come into the full tortoise pose, I'm going to bend those knees back out nice and wide. We're going to find the arms under, and then depending on your flexibility, you're going to start to walk those feet forward. Maybe your chest comes down. That's it. And we relax the head either side or forward. Okay, if it's too intense, just back out, come back to the planted feet version and just stay there, okay? 3 full, slow, deep breaths in your kurmanasana. And then to come out, it's a bit awkward to come out. And while we're there, let's take an Upavista Konasana just to finish off our practice today. So firstly, have your hand just on the inside, twist your chest away from that leg and reach up and over. You might just be here or you might start to go down. You can support the head, you can hold on to the foot, but keep the heart opening up towards the sky for 3 breaths. Keep deepening and lengthening down, breathing into the side of the rib cage for 2. 1, slowly sit back up. Just notice the difference between sides. And then same thing, twist to the other side, lift up and over. Find your depth. Keep grounding through those sit bones. Lift up and lengthen for 3 deep breaths all the way into that side body. For 2, oh, that glorious sun is just coming in. I'm so warm. And 1, coming all the way up. Let's finish with a twisted version. So taking one arm up to the sky, opposite arm to leg. Take the other hand behind you. Use an inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist towards the back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist as if you were trying to see your bottom or something in the back of your room. 1 more breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Unravel. Stay tall in the spine. Let's twist to the other side. Inhale the arm up. Exhale it to the outer edge of that leg. Use your inhale, lift up. And then the exhale, twist. 2 more. Inhaling up. Exhale, twist. Last breath. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Slowly unwind. Okay. Now, just staying with that idea of the turtle. So turtles can live up to 400 years old. And they have this incredible capacity to have long breaths underwater. And I often wonder if we're born with a certain amount of breaths. So if we can expand and elongate each breath we take, perhaps that can expand our life. So right now, let's go into a bit of pranayama breath work to tune in, go within, and help us to expand our breath. So really simple. You're going to inhale for 4, and on the first round, you'll exhale for 4. Then you will inhale for 4. Next, exhale out for 5. You see what's happening here? We inhale for 4, exhale out 6, inhale 4, 7, 8. And you can go for as long as your breath enables you. So once you feel you've reached your limit, then reverse back. Inhale 4, 7, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 4. If there's a mudra you'd like to take, do that. I'm going to take Earth Mudra today. So my thumb and ring finger, and I'm going to plant those hands down towards the earth to stay grounded and earthy today. So let's start all together, and then I'll let you have a few breaths and cycles of this breath on your own, exhaling out wherever you are. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And continuing now for a few more breaths in your own time. Test your limit, but don't go beyond that edge. Just allow it to be an extension of your breath. A few rounds here. And on your next exhale, you'll release this practice and find your way into shavasana. So lying down, softening the feet and hands out, and just taking a few moments to simply exist in time and space. Soften the gaze, close down the eyes. We'll be here for the next few moments. There's nothing to do, nowhere to be, no to-do list. Just allow yourself to exist here in this moment. And if you do have time today, maybe staying in shavasana a little bit longer. It's a very short shavasana. So if you do have the time, I invite you to stay. Otherwise, bringing some movement into the fingers and toes, stretching the arms and legs in opposition, and then hugging the knees in towards the chest. If it feels good, just circling the knees each way a few times. Oh. And then rolling yourself, stay in that curled ball, just allow yourself to drop over to one side, melt away any final tension, let it go. And then come all the way up to a comfortable seat. Now, to finish off this meditation today, I invite you to take a little bit of an awareness meditation. So if there's a mudra, moving back into that. Otherwise, just gently softening the gaze and the eyes and tuning into the sounds around you, particularly those of the natural world. So here I have an abundance of birds around me. I can hear the waterfall off in the distance. So just fine tune yourself to whatever sounds you can hear. And if you do hear any natural sounds, just focus your attention on those. Even if all you can hear is the sound of air conditioning, connect to the air. Air is natural, it's all around us. You hear the dripping of a tap. Water is natural. We are made up 60% to 70% of water. Just a few more moments here. Heightening our sense of hearing, of tuning in to the natural world around us. And when you're ready, slowly releasing this practice, or if you have the time, stay for a few moments or take yourself for a walk and sit in your local park or in your balcony or wherever you might be in the world. And just tune into nature. Nature is all around us. We are made up of nature. We're not separate. We are all interconnected, and the health of the natural world impacts our health. So the more we can learn about the nature about us, honor and respect it, and emanate nature, the more likely we are to live in a more harmonious world, peaceful world, and a more sustainable world. Take your hands to your heart space. Take a moment to bow to your heart space. Give yourself thanks for practicing, for bringing that space to your body and mind and spirit. Until we meet next time, namaste. Thank you, everyone.